the side of the radio, we will talk for development. We'll look at the issues bedeviling society and see how we can prefer solutions to all of it. And that's what the show is about, right? And for those of you who are first timers, you're welcome to Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am yours truly, Kaladako Rubat. But we're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We are active on X, Nigeria Info PH, and we're very much active, or rather, we're active on X. You can also follow me on my personal social media page, Dkalada, TheKalada. All right, that being said, October the 5th is the day set aside by RESEC, the River State Independent Electoral Commission, to conduct local government elections in the state. However, so many challenges along the way. There is the Federal High Court case trying to stop, or is it giving an ex parte order, asking INEC and the police and other security agencies not to support the election. And there are other issues here and there. However, we've seen political parties, some of them, race against time in terms of selecting who should be candidate. But more importantly, like I said towards the end of the previous hour, we've seen several calls from several places talking about marginalization. See, at the national level, we talk about, the South-East, for instance, is yet to have a of the presidency, or the South-East is yet to have a taste of XYZ, or we say before now we would say the South had not been given some place in terms of governance at the national level up until, of course, Goodluck Jonathan came to be president, right? Now, in the state, we have similar arguments. Before, governors in the life about, the Jaws, River Rhine. There were all of those conversations. And we talked about zoning, the argument, the debate was zoning versus merits. And it looks like that argument it's going to start all over again as we draw close to the local government elections. Now, it is still on the show that we argued about how corruption has weakened the structure of the local government. How local government, which on paper is the grassroots government, which is the closest government to the people, which is supposed to be all about the people, have become political structure for certain politicians. And by the way, a lot of the fight happening in River State has got links to the local government. Joining me to have the conversation is a lawyer and a socio-political commentator, Barrister Uche Okukwu. Welcome on the show.
Thank you very much.
Please say hi. You come close to the mic so they can hear you very well. Welcome.
Thank you. And good evening, listeners.
All right. So before we get into our conversation proper, let's dance a little bit around the things happening in River State. In recent times, we've had caretaker chairmen at the local government levels, right? Some people have argued, it's not known by law, it's illegal and all of that. You're a lawyer, so maybe you could give us your thoughts on that one. But more importantly for me is the empowerment program that they have embarked on in recent times. In your opinion, do you think that is what the local government is about? Giving people grants and monies for businesses, no matter how little? Or do you think the local government should be doing more, like embarking on, maybe agricultural programs? In your time growing up, I guess it was like that. But you tell me.
First, situation, circumstances dictate and determine to a large extent actions that will be taken. The caretaker chairman or the interim committee as presently constituted is just an interim for 3 months. And you will agree with me that you cannot undertake a project, say, rural road and agriculture and other things within 90 days. So now, in the wisdom of the managers of the project, they believe, and things are very difficult, that they should address the issue of stomach infrastructure, take care of the people, and then when elections are concluded and proper chairman and local government councillors are sworn in, they will now have a legislative council that will pass budget, and of course you have 3 years running, so you can now go into projects that will last more than 90 days. I think given the situation, given the circumstances they find themselves, is reasonable and wise.
Okay. Now, when you say 3 months, I do agree with the argument. But what we've been told, government is a continuum. So even if they start a project, even if they don't finish it, it's believed that, for instance, your local government, I want to believe Ikwerre local government is your local government. It will be believed that the Ikwerre local government started the project, not Barrister Uche, not Darlington Orji, not Samuel Wanosike. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Of course, I agree with you. Government is a continuum, but we have to look at the circumstances. We were faced with a situation where the chairman, as it were, argued that their tenure had not ended, and further argued that their tenure was extended. Of course, that was absurd. It has no precedent. It's illogical and unreasonable, because your tenure will end. Is statutorily defined. You took oath of office to serve for 3 years, and your tenure ended, and you say no. And of course, for a government to be continuing, there must be handover notes. There are handover notes. In fact, they can shut down. The caretaker don't know where to start. If you have a project, who is contractor? How can I be paid? Okay. This will be sorted out later when they have to the council and look at records. They don't contract for a continuing ongoing project. Okay. They don't know what the terms of agreement. So this situation.
If we should go beyond, then do you think? I mean, I'm quickly rushing this. Do you think caretaker chairman should also be spending money, skill me like this since times limited?
No, they are keeping. The caretaker chairman don't have to speak in powers. You have council treasurer, the council, those employees of the state are accountable to the local service commission, and of course, no expenditure can be done or carried out without measure of approval, administratively speaking. So they are not spending the money anyhow, and of course, they are saying that, look, these are the records of how much we've spent in empowerment, and of course, if you take a local government caretaker chairman like Marvin Yovana of Kana, he was on studio a couple of days ago, info, and read him. If you listen to him, he said, look, I bought the police vehicles, I have established ICT centers, I'm empowering the people, I'm maintaining security outposts in your Kana, Ken Kana, I'm doing so thing. So he now puts himself on the spot that you can audit him, you can investigate him and audit him, and that is reasonable in the circumstance. So if other chairmen can copy Marvin Yobana and do some of the things he's doing and keep records, because some of them may not end up being the chairman that will be elected. When the chairman emerges, he will look at the record and say, look, you did this, you did that, you did this, you did that.
Now you've just mentioned where I'm going to. Now, do you think some of the CTCs should become chairman, or the CTCs of the 23 local government area? Do you think they should become this, substantive chairman, given the works they have done? If you say no, what's the best way for us to select chairman? Because, like I said, local government has been bastardized over the years, and the local government is not performing the way it should perform, not just in River State, in all across the country, 774 local governments. It feels like the local government chairman who have been there all these years, and responsibility that they have towards the people that govern. Every day we call, the governor has not done this, or the president has not done this. But a lot of the times, the local government chairman is supposed to be responsible for some of those things. So do you think the CTCs should become, or not? Then how do we select?
Well, first and foremost, for you to emerge the candidate of a party, it is an internal affair of the party. The party will present you for an election.
True.
And of course, you and I don't have the powers to select the candidates. It is the prerogative of the parties.
But sir, we've seen situations like during the presidential election where there was the argument every party zoning to the south. Of course, that's what brought about the problem for the PDP because they didn't keep to whatever agreement they had.
If the local government to a large extent are homogeneous, very, very homogeneous. Let's take example the local government areas in the Ikwere speaking area, the Ogoni speaking area, the Kalabari speaking area, the Che area. They are 100% homogeneous. They are the same people. And of course, I am of the opinion, now you are asking me subjectively, I'm of the opinion that who will emerge the candidate of parties for the purpose of this election should be based on capacity.
Okay.
Capacity,
ability,
acceptance. What you've done in the past, how you've related with people in the past, and they have the capacity. People should be allowed to judge you, and of course, like what I'm doing, there should be some form of public opinion consultation, so that at the end of the day, very popular candidates will emerge. And largely, the governor is the leader of a party. Today in the state, he will not fold his hands and stay aloof. He must make inputs on who emerges candidate.
Are you saying the governor will influence the local?
No, he doesn't need, but he's facing a battle and he must be prepared for the battle. Of course, he's facing a battle. This is a governor who, if not by the grace of God, would have been impeached.
Okay.
If not by the grace of God, would have been impeached. So do you think he will fold his hands? And then chairman who will not agree to vacate office at the expiration of 3 years will emerge again? And create the crisis situation we have in Rivers State, where all the council headquarters are already shut down, and then it gives the impression that nobody is in charge in the state, there is insecurity in the state. Of course, it's demarcating the state. The governor cannot fold his hands.
All right, we do have a commercial coming up. So when we come back, I like what you've said. You said it should be based on merit, ability, capacity, what you've done in the past, popularity, acceptance. You mentioned quite some of these features. But when we come back, I'll take you to Ikwere local government area where the week some people have been clamoring. I'll tell you all about it. Do stay tuned.
The show continues after this.
29 minutes gone past 4 p.m. You're listening to Hard Facts in 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am Kalada Kurubatabo, and with me in the studio is Barrister Uche Okukwu, who is a lawyer, as of course the title implies, and also socio-political commentator. And we're looking, our focus once again is on the local government and how we can select, the best hands, to man these positions, chairmanship positions and councillorship positions in the 23 local government areas in Rivers State. Remember, October the 5th is the date, and everybody is looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it because I do feel like the change that we desire, the reform that we desire may just start from the local government. Imagine your local government chairman going about fixing roads, building markets, putting up industries, it's going to be a revolution, an economic revolution. So welcome back on the show.
Thank you.
Before the break, you were giving me what it should be, the standard. You said the political parties should look out for people who have charisma, popularity, acceptance, ability, capability. They've done a lot in the past, and there's going to be consultation and all of that stuff. However, not just in your local government, in Obiak, I've even had a conversation similar to this, where the Akpo people were clamoring and saying it's their turn. Let's go to Ikwere now. On Tuesday, this report was in our bulletin. It says that a group, Akpani Consultative Forum, is calling on political parties, opinion leaders, and stakeholders in Ikwere local government area to respect and adhere to the rotational arrangement of zoning chairmanship positions between the two constituencies in the area. Now, he went ahead to say that it is the turn of Ubima, Omwanwa, Akpani, Omerelu, and Elele communities in constituency 2 to produce the next elected chairman of Ikwere LGA. Now, I'm personalizing this because you're from Ikwere, and so we can have a good conversation. And do you think it should, just like we talk about zoning during state elections, during presidential elections, even during legislative elections, do you think this should be zoned as well?
Well, I don't know the Akpani Consultative Forum, the signatory document, but they have in democracy you have the right to express your opinion,
of course,
and of course you can't suppress that. If you do that, it's antithetical and ahistorical.
Okay.
Now, having said that, in Ikwere local government area, I'm from there. Mm-hmm. I've been the chairman of a party in this state, the ACN, in 2010-2011. There is one constituency.
There's only one?
One constituency.
Tell me about it.
The constituency we have is Ikwere State Assembly constituency. We don't have two constituencies. In Obiakpo, they have two constituencies. In Fagas, they have 3. Some other places, they have 2 or 3. In Ikwere, we have only one constituency. We have only one member in the House of Assembly of Rivers State.
Okay, I'm listening to you.
And that's the fact. When something is a fact that it exists independent of opinion, is superior to truth.
But this other people are saying they have been marginalized. Ubima, Omwanwa, Akpani, Omerelu, Elele.
They've been marginalized.
They have not produced a chairman before.
No. That would be very, very unfair for anybody to say that they've not produced a chairman.
Maybe that's not what they're saying, but they're saying they have not produced as much as Alu, Igruta, Omagwa, Igbo, Ozoha, Omademe, and Ishokpo communities.
Well, incidentally, I am from Elele.
Okay.
So it will not
sit well with you.
It will not sit well to say, "Oh, I'm speaking against them." But the fact is that all those places, Omrelu have produced a chairman in the person of Professor Blessing Didier.
Okay.
And of course, Elele produced chairman in the presence of Chief Esco and Franco Kemini Amade. Ubima produced chairman in the presence of person of OTLM, and And when you talk about chairman is not the only position people produce. For example, you go to a place, you have chairman, you have assembly, you have produce rep, you produce governor. Ubima produced 2 governors in the person of Celestine Omeha.
But it's your lawyer. He's not recorded as a governor.
No. When you say, for example, when you produced governor, what did the other communities produce?
But I'm saying Celestine Omeh is not recognized.
When you produce governor, what did the other community? For example, if you had a governor, the chairman of the council cannot come to your own village.
Okay.
Am I not making a point?
You're making a point.
Yes, it will not be. For example, today, Governor Ubara is the governor of Rivers State. It will be uncharitable for him, for the Opobo local government, Opobo Nkoro, to take the chairman to his own part of Opobo.
So are we now not going back to the conversation on zoning, saying that it should be zoned? Because you've just said, if the governor is from my place, I'm from Buguma, for instance, and it would not make sense for the chairman of Asalga to be from Buguma. That's the point. So shouldn't we zone it? No.
Buguma, if for example, when you say Buguma have many wards.
Okay.
Many wards.
Okay.
For I know that Buguma has.
Are you saying Ubima doesn't have many wards?
No, Ubima is a ward.
Just one ward?
One ward, yes.
Interesting.
Apan is one ward. Omrelu is one ward.
Interesting.
Elele is 2 wards. Isopo is 2 wards.
Okay.
Alo is 1 ward.
Okay.
Igruta is 1 ward.
Okay.
Ozaha is 1 ward. Omademipu is 1 ward. Alo is... So, apart from Elele and Isopo, all the other communities in that LGA have one ward.
So, are you saying we should zone it?
Of course, they should not zone it.
It should be... So, in your opinion... I don't know if you have a candidate, but who do you think?
I don't have any candidate.
So who do you think, I was going to ask you, who do you think is going to be the smart mind to... But let's look at your citizen chairman. Do you think he should be the substantive chairman? I'm talking about Dr. Darlington Orji.
Well, Darlington Orji presently is doing well in line with the instruction, what they agreed to empower people. Nobody will deny that. But we are facing a situation where the governor is going to face a battle. And of course, on the 28th of February 2024, 5 months ago, I did say, and it's on record, it was published, that the governor will do a second term. He will win the election in 2027. But for the governor to win the election in 2027, the governor must have a team that is not only strong, a team that is credible, a team that has the will to go to battle. Let me tell you. When
you say go, I'm sorry for interrupting. I've got so many questions. When you say go to battle, what do
election is battle.
I understand, but how are you going to battle it? Are you going to battle it based on your strength as a politician or based on your works as an administrator?
I've told you here that the situation the governor finds himself is a peculiar one.
Okay.
It had never happened in the history of this state. From 1979, Mefod Okilo was governor. After 79 to 83, the military intervened. We came back, Governor that George became the governor from 1991 to 1993. After that, Dr. Peter Odley became the governor from 1999 to 2007.
Yeah.
Omeha was there for 5 months. Then Amechi came on board for 7 years and 7 months. Then Wike came on board for 8 years. There had not been any time the assembly has sat down to impeach the governor of this state. So what happened was novel, was shocking. So the governor, whether he agrees or not, he has a battle. The battle, excuse me, sir. The battle is that he must take practical steps. The first law of nature is self-preservation.
And the question you've not answered, Michael, how would he preserve himself? And that's where...
Of course, he must take steps to ensure that in his party, those that emerge as candidates are those who will not only be loyal, 4 things he must look out for. They must be loyal. They must be stable.
Okay.
4, there must be people who followed him from beginning, campaigned for him to become governor, supported him in the battle to go through from the tribunal to the Supreme Court, and who has stood by him up to date. That is the truth.
So when you say loyal to him or loyal to the people, because when we talk, I mean you are a lawyer.
Of course, who are loyal to the? Let me just tell you, who are loyal not only to him, to the Constitution of the people.
All right.
Because the attempt to impeach you was a violation of the Constitution itself, and the inherent mandate given by the people to the governor was to be vitiated and violated. And of course, you saw the resistance that went on board. You saw where we are today, that some persons could sit down and say their tenure had not ended. After 3 years, they took oath of office. Of course, that battle is still going on. And you cannot say the governor should be neutral in conflict of this nature.
All right. You keep saying the governor should fight. I do not know if that's one of the problems we have in the country, where we have weakened institutions and build strong politicians. But let's even say the governor has to fight.
I didn't say fight. He must endeavor. He must struggle.
No, I'm going somewhere. Let's say he has to, take on this battle. He really has to fight. In his party, I want to believe it's the PDP, because he mentioned last week that he's not leaving the PDP. In the PDP, he seems to have a daunting task because, for instance, the controversial congresses that held a while ago, it was not carried along, it was not taken along. As a matter of fact, the Governors Forum held a meeting recently, and they were going to talk to the National Working Committee to revisit the congresses to see if those congresses could be done all over again. So if he's having the battle in the PDP, how is he even going to take, based off what you just said, how is he going to take, the bull by the horn to ensure that those who emerge as candidates for the various local governments for the election are loyal, are stable, like you've pointed out, and are ready to stick with him even till the end?
Of course. Let me. I'm not speaking for the governor. I'm not speaking for his team. I'm not there. Nothing is cast on iron. Nothing is cast on iron. Not even the human life is cast on iron.
Okay.
It comes and go.
All right.
Now, having said this, if the party refuses to give the governor a breathing space,
Okay.
the governor has all it takes to present his candidates, those that he believes will work with him on a different political platform to run the election.
Okay.
And of course, we've seen governors leave their party and won elections. We saw that in Edo State, where the governor was frustrated out of the party. We saw that in the case of Theodoji in 2007, where they left the PDP to the PPA and won an election.
Okay.
We saw Mimiko win election in Ondo on the platform of Labour Party, which was just a new party. We saw that Damoshomole win election. He won election in Edo on the platform of the AC then. So it is not. We saw in Kano who believed that LPP can win the election. Who believed that they could get over 1 million votes in Kano. Now the point I'm making is that it is in the interest of the PDP to have the governor on their side. It is not in their interest to have the governor outside. It is not in their interest. And of course, Chairman of RESEC will do the right thing. My Lord, Honorable Justice Nebeli, he has served this state in various capacities. He was frontline chief registrar. He was not found wanting. He served as a judge and retired. He was not found wanting, and he's a chairman of RESEC. And of course, you can see the enthusiasm. All the parties and majority of the parties are interested, including the APC, led by Prince Emeka Beke. He said they're going to participate in the election. So the election is going to be robust. It's going to be interesting. And of course, it is not a situation where you have the party and say you are going to present candidates that cannot win an election. But they must equally allow for a transparent process for candidates to emerge. And you can't seize the party that the governor was elected on the platform of the PDP was elected. If you seize it and make it impossible for him to operate from the national, then you will equally as a human being. And I've said that the first law of nature is the law of self-preservation. It's only a tree that will wait for people to come and cut it down. No human being that is breathing with senses will wait for him to be cut down.
Let's go by what you've said. So if the governor says, okay, you know what, the PDP says, okay, we're going to stand by the governor comes and says, okay, I want my CTCs to be chairman or to be representatives of the party as candidates for a local government election. Would that be something that sits well with you?
I have said that I'm not a leader in the party.
I'm saying, would it sit well with you?
The CTCs.
Yeah.
No. That will be destructive. That will be counterproductive. That will be absurd. You must allow for primaries. Primaries is very, very key. Internal democracy in the party. You must allow for primaries. The primaries will produce the candidates, not only in the PDP, in all the parties. Unless apart from the primary, you have what they call consensus.
That's what I'm saying. So
now,
what?
Where the consensus, where the leaders and the people, the leaders and the people will agree and say, John or Mary, you've done very, very well as CTC chairman, come back. Or where they will look outside the box for those who can deliver on the defense of democracy, who in the past has shown signs that they are team players, who have not abused office in the past, who have the capacity to stand and obey the law. Let me give you why I say obey the law, obey the constitution, respect the wish of the people. If your tenure expires, for example, you say you will not leave office, you not only violated the law, you disobeyed the constitution, you disobeyed the people, and then you are resorting to, and then of course you take to the point where you go to seal up councils, then you are resorting to self-help.
So how is the governor supposed to come up with, stable, loyal, friendly, good people as candidates for local government chairman from his party? How is he supposed to come up with that? Can you give us any leeway? The
governor, of course, the office of the governor is just a very busy one, and whether we agree or not, to rule a state as complex, heterogeneous, plural like River State is a Herculean task. Now, the governor have some of those that are very, very close to him. For example, inside, you have the chief of staff, you have the SSG, you have... No government can function without insiders. There are those who are with him who will say, Oga, we believe this man can do this job. Oga, look at the record of this man. And of course, the governor has all it takes to call, to investigate, to look at records of persons in the past and say, this man can deliver. And of course, he needs people who can stand by him. That's very, very key. He needs people who can stand by him in times of crisis. Of course, whether you agree or not, he's still facing crisis as stands now. He needs people who can stand by him.
All right. Let's take some calls now. Our time is fast spent. We have less than 10 minutes to the next commercial. So 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. Those are the call numbers. Call in and let's get talking, please. Let's get talking. And this one says, Honorable Ida from Inkoro. Okay, this is not for me, I guess. So moving on. This says, I have some questions for your guest. Although these CTCs are illegal by law, but if your guest argues that the CTCs can't engage in sustainable programs or production activities due to their lifespan, one, the so-called stomach infrastructure they are currently building, are they not spending public funds? Two, can these funds they are squandering now be invested in agriculture to reduce the cost of foodstuffs, since government is a continuum? Three, why approve the money they are expending now if your guest argues that the padlocking of the LGA secretariats is an hindrance to investing in sustainable development at the LGA level? Please, impeachment is not the rights of the electorate. In fact, impeachment is constitutional as stipulated in section 188 of the 1999 Constitution as altered. Thank you, Emeka Fiaga. All right, I've got Isaiah from Buguma. Isaiah, quickly, straight to the point.
Yes, Kalana,
Just 2 minutes.
Your guest in the studio.
You have 2 minutes.
Kalana, I just love the guest in the studio and how he explained to the best of his knowledge and to the very formative notion of what I could take from him. My brother, you see, the battle is ahead, and there are key actors who understand the drums, the political drums of the antis in the state, those who are enemies of the state. There are people. So we are not saying that you should drop or maybe those who are agitating, it is my turn, that the governor should completely offer deaf ears to them. But those key NGAs, I will not even mention their name. I know them. Those people should be allowed to stand and face the battles ahead because they know all the intrigues of what is going on. But in my own NGA, there are also agitations that the Ombo be no money. We have Ombo and Brino money. Ombo has produced, but Brino money has not produced the local government chairman, and there are also agitations. So the governor should listen to those who feel that they are marginalized.
I wonder who the governor will listen to.
And see how he can balance in that.
Isaiah, I've got to go. Thank you. The governor should listen and see how he can balance it. But I wonder who he's going to listen to. We've got Clinton from Bori. Clinton, welcome. What is on your mind?
Yeah, Kalada, thank you once more.
All right.
I personally believe that your guest is contradicting himself. He mentioned that whoever emerges as local government chairman should have the popularity, should have capacity, should have the good antecedents, and must be accepted by the people. And he also went further to say that the governor is facing a battle, that we are going to war, it's a fight, that the governor should pick those that he feels will stand by him, will fight the battle for him. And I don't know, what does he want if he's saying the same thing? Because he is indirectly saying that the governor should handpick certain individuals he feels will stand by him going into the next election.
All right. Thank you.
Aside that the people have that mandate. It's the mandate lies for the people to choose who they feel have the capacity to give them what they want from the government.
All right.
Now, going forward, I also believe that reforms definitely starts from the local government. If we can get the things right at the local government level, which is the closest tier of government to the people, I believe every arm of government will fall in place. Now, in my own place here in local government, we have two constituencies, Constituency 1 and 2. Now, if Constituency 1 has produced a chairman before, I think it's right for the team to rotate to Constituency 2. It's just as normal like that.
So you're calling for zoning. I've got to go, Clinton. Very sorry. Evidence from Port Harcourt couldn't wait. Well, let's come back to the guest. You've heard some of the callers, some of the contributors. I have a lot of them, but I can listen to all of them. What would be your response?
You will agree with me, and for emphasis, I'm a Democrat.
Okay.
And of course, I believe, and I have been in the trenches for many, many years, I believe that the wish of the people should be respected.
Okay.
I also believe there are exigencies, necessities at times, when you are faced with a difficult situation to take decisions to save yourself.
Okay.
And that is what I said. I have said it and I stand on it. The governor should not fold his hands and allow the councils to be taken over by those who do not wish him well and do not wish Rivers people well. Now, let me tell you.
But what if those people are, because you've just said you're a Democrat, what if those people who you've described as not wishing the government well at the wish of the people, what then happens?
If they
are the wish of the people, what then happens?
If they're the wish of the people.
Yeah.
Of course, if they are very, very popular, and they win is a different thing.
Okay.
But you said here that they are making it impossible for the governor to have a space even in his own party.
Okay.
Does that provide a fair ground?
Interesting.
For you to say that I should respect your opinion, you must make it. For every exam to be fair, all the candidates must start the exam at the same time, at the same time. You must allow them to enter the hall at the same time, right at the same time. You cannot shut me out of an examination hall and then others will start by 2. If you allow me into the examination that will end in 3 hours, after 1 to 2 hours. Even if I'm a brilliant student, I will not do as well as those people who have had access into the examination hall earlier before me. The point I'm making is that all the political parties should provide for Rivers people good candidates.
Okay.
Credible candidates.
Okay.
Candidates that can discharge their duties without fear or favor. Candidates that will respect the Constitution and respect the mandate. I have told you that what happened in Rivers State had not happened before. Apart from that, they have the right to assembly can initiate an impeachment proceedings. But it was a big nocturnal. I'll give an example.
We don't have much time.
No, I'll give an example.
Yeah, Rush.
If something is wrong in this state, we have elders. In Ogun, you have Senator Bernard Birabi.
All right.
In Ikwere, you have Chief Andrew Chendo. In the Kalabari area, you have Anabraba and AK, Chief AK Horsford. In the Obwebu Mandoni area, you have Chief Dr. Peter Odele and Sidi Orike. If something is wrong, the aggrieved parties or the conflicting parties can go to these elders and report. But this one, we woke up one day and we saw what we have never witnessed.
I've got to go. My time is up. I'm really sorry, myself. Uche Okukwu, but it's time for commercials.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back. Port Harcourt City.
Introducing